Hey, this is Pam Perry. So, welcome to the Get Out There, Get Known podcast. This is a solo show, and I'm really going to talk a little bit about publicity and digital marketing. How do they combine with each other? How do they work together? What is the secret sauce? What is the formula? I'm an OG publicist, right? The who, what, when, where, why, and how in a press release. But because there are things that are different in the world, we had to change. So today I'm going to talk about what some of those changes are and the must-haves that you must have in order to get out there and get known. So we'll be right back after this. How about that? As we get our brand together.
Welcome to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast. Join Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine, who will show you how to crack the code in getting out there to get known. Each week, she either interviews her media friends, PR colleagues, or she just goes solo, offering you strategies on publicity, publishing, and platform building. So listen up to hear how to get booked on media places and on superstar stages. Now, here's your host, Pam Perry.
I come on doing my TikTok dance, right? So publicity today is different. People want to get out there and get known. We're talking about radio, television, print, magazines, and newspapers, which I love. You know that I have Speakers Magazine, right? This is January of 2022, and this is February of 2022. We had Dr. Cherie Good on the cover of January, and Sean Fair, who was the back of January of 2022, who was the front cover of February of 2022. And then March, we have a surprise coming up. Well, by then, this will probably be out here, but we'll have Nicole Roberts-Jones, who's cover of March, Women's History Month. So this particular one, Sean Fair, had a leadership experience tour. So I'm going to speak from that. I don't really have any solid notes. I don't read all of this, but I'm going to give you what my experience is about how publicity and digital marketing work together. And this really will help a lot of people because, for one, people just think all they need is publicity. So if you have the television show and say you're on ABC, NBC, all the morning shows, and then you don't have the back end together, the digital marketing piece, you're really losing out. So I'm really going to talk about a formula, the ABC formula, about how this all works. So the A is really attract, to get the attention, to really make sure that people are paying attention because there's so much going on. We've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, TikTok, Reels, and people are like, woo. And then, of course, we got like the 500 emails that we get a day, right? So Nicole Roberts, right? So one of the things that we want to do is get the attention to attract people to us. Now, once you attract them, what do? You have to give them a call to action. You want to convert. You want to really make sure that they are connecting with you. The best way to do that, social media is one of those things that drives traffic to your website, getting people to come to you from social media, whether they've seen your TikTok, whether they have seen your Reel, your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever it is, or they're in your group, but to get people to take an action, to really convert and go into the next step to being on your email list so that you can keep in contact with them. Web 2.0 is really all about two-way communications. Initially, way back when websites came out and they were like brochures that said on the internet, but it's really blogs and RSS feeds like this podcast makes it 2.0. And then email is 2.0. You can send out an email. Thank you for visiting my website. Reply back if there's anything that you need from me. That's two-way communication. People love that. So that A is attract, get in attention. The C is convert, to connect, to really more or less like build community. And then T is really to make sure they're transformed into customers and clients or gigs or jobs if you're a speaker, because that is the action that you want people to take. That is the act of all of this pandemonium going on the internet, right? We're really like in the infancy still. I guess we're kind of like in the teenage years of the internet. So it really is going to be full grown maybe in 10 years from now, and it's going to not get less, but get more. So how do you make sure that you're staying on top with publicity, right? You've got publicity, and you also have digital marketing. Digital marketing, by that, I mean, if you're not in Google, people don't know that you exist. So that's where the digital marketing piece comes in, your SEO, your search engine optimization, not your Facebook, not your LinkedIn and all of that, but it all adds up in terms of search engine optimization. So I want you to do a thing. Make sure that you Google your name at least once a month. I've had clients that have not ever Googled their name. I was like, well, you don't know what your brand is looking like to other people. I always said this. I've been saying it. This is the third time I'm saying you're in the jar, but you can't see the label. What is the label that people are seeing? You're in the jar, but what is the label saying? So Google yourself. That's the label that people are seeing. What comes up first? What should come up first is your own website, and it's truncated. Then you'll see your podcast, your blog, your contact, your services. If you go to mine, you'll see my products. I have the Ready, Set, Go Speak program that's on Pam Perry PR. You will see the fact that I also have a speakers magazine there. You also see the branding accelerator there. You will see all sorts of things on the website in the first link, not just the website, but other links with sublinks within that. That is something that I'm a publicist by trade, not a techie. I didn't set it up, but you do have to pay people. If you're in business, you have to pay people to set it up. Being educated about it so you know the right people to hire is very important. And that's why I do this podcast, to educate people. And my clients are the best clients because they're educated clients. Anyone will tell you the best client is an educated client because they know, they have clarity, and they know what they want. So I'm going to really stop right here for a second and take like a little break, and come back after that, because one of the things that I really want to go into, what I did today I did an event today at Downriver Community Federal Credit Union, Downriver Community Federal Credit Union, or Downriver Federal Community Credit Union. And I did with them today. And I talked about some of the things that you need to do in terms of what you have to do in terms of your digital marketing in order to make it act, right? To get that A, the C, and the T. So we'll come back right after this. Get my stuff together here. How about that? All right.
And Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine.
I know that you probably have a message that you want to reach the masses, and you've been doing it for a long time. It's just I just need that big break. Enter in the Brand Accelerator program, where we bring to you 10 key experts that will give you access to their brain and to their resources so that you can accelerate.
I know that in order to really grow my influence and my impact, I've got to get on media. I've got to be seen. So I've had other publicists that have worked with me in the past. But Pam doesn't just focus on where you are right now. She focuses on where you're going and what publicity, what media is in alignment with that.
So that that is about the Brand Accelerator program. We are now really have the wait list open because it'll be starting in the spring. And what that is really a high level program where I work with a small group one-on-one on how to position themselves in the media. I show them exactly where their media, I guess you say, their media outlets are that they should target. And then by the end of the program, they're getting those media outlets and they're making sure that everything is combined in terms of the brand that they're trying to put out there. So if you're a speaker, your author, is perfect for you. I work with you one-on-one. I help you get the clarity that you need, put together the strategy, and then really activate. I help you every week, keep you accountable for 12 weeks. So if you can take it, you can make it, is what I say. If you can take me for 12 weeks, we meet via Zoom once a week, and then I give you all the tools and resources to support you so that you get where you want to go. And that's really the main thing. I can't do a large group because I pour so much into the people over this period of time. So the wait list is open, and then from there, I interview you to see if it's a right fit for you and it's a right fit for me, because I don't take everybody. It's one of the beauties about being an entrepreneur. You can pick your clients, but I pick the best of the best that I know that I can work with. So I've had two groups that have graduated, and one person is doing just fabulous, is Lambert Fisher. He's doing a podcast now. He's in Minneapolis, and there's a lot of things going on in Minneapolis. So he has two podcasts. One is launching the diversity podcast, and right now he's speaking with parents and things about their teenagers and things like that. So he's on a large podcast network there. And the Letitia Nicole, she is just tearing it up. She was just at Sean Leadership's tour experience, and she was one of the opening keynote speakers for that. And you just got to go find her on TikTok and Instagram. She's doing a really good job with that, and getting and planning a large event in May of this year. That is like her. I always teach people how to do their signature event. Demarius has really found his niche. He's doing the gospel love events. You see him on LinkedIn and Instagram. He's doing really, really good. Rodney is keynote speaking and that kind of thing. Dr. David is on SiriusXM. So everybody has, and so over a period of time when I'm working with 5 to 10 people in a group, I have to know individually what they stand for and help them get clarity in that. If you are into STEM, which LJ Henderson was, I'm making sure that she is being consistent in that and giving them my connections that will help them go to the next level. Because sometimes we're just one connection away from where we need to be. And I could be that link in that chain to help you go to there. So that's why I'm saying the Branding Accelerator program is good. So what I was getting back, the 4 W's and the H, the who, what, when, where, why, and how, is really the basis of what a publicist lives by. I went to journalism school, and we're writing press releases, we're writing stories. Basically, a press release is a story. It's the upside down version of what a journalist does. We're doing it for a client, not for the media. So the 4 W's: who, what, when, where, and how. You have to answer that in your media release, because that is what the media wants. They want the facts fast. They don't want a lot of fluff. They want the how and all of that. And so one of the main things is, when you are writing a release, before we would write the release, and we would actually before email it and that sort of thing, but you can put it on the wire and you do email it. But the pitch is where it's individualized. The press release is like the overall story, answering the who, what, when, where, why, and how. But the pitch is individualized and based on the outlet. So I have a client right now that really, we wrote one press release regarding national caregivers, and it ended up in Detroit. So it ended up in the Michigan Chronicle, and she also had a spotlight in Cranes as well on her personally, not necessarily about the event, but just really positioning her for her next. And then we have some other additional news that we want to get some additional media. And so some of it may be getting on America's Black Journal. Well, with the PBS affiliate and things like that, it will probably be after the fact, not before, because the longer lead times. So putting the pitch together to the producer, to the actual host, but mostly to the producer. The host has some say, but it's the producer that really runs the show. They produce it. So you would give a pitch to them. What would be interested to America's Black Journal? What would be interested to the PBS audience? Their audience is different from, say, the Detroit Free Press. Their audience is different from a radio show. Their audience, depending on what the audience is, that's what the pitch is for, to pull out of the press release what it is that you're going to share with their audience. That's all they care about. They don't care about your book. They don't care about what you're selling. They want to know what will their audience care about, what is valuable to their audience. That is really, really key. Now, once you get this publicity, you need a website. You need a home. You need a locale of where you're going to do that conversion, where you're going to really connect and make that community. That's where the website is, not your Facebook page, not your IG, because they could shut that down. Okay. They can shut that down and you'll be out of luck. All right. You'll be SOL. So you do not want to put all of your business, how do I say it? Make sure that the only way that people can do business with you is in the DMs. All right. That's a place where they can connect with you initially, but you want to own it. You don't want to be a renter. You want to be an owner. You want to make sure that you own your website and your email list. You want to have a robust email list. You want to make sure that if you go to pamperrypr.com, you will see that if you go to my website, the first thing I'm going to ask you for, would you like to know the 7 tips that you need in order to get on media? If you want that, you give me your email address, and then you can communicate with me back and forth. How did those tips work out? Did you like it? Would you like to know more? That sort of thing. You want fries with that? As my last guest, I remember one of her emails, she said that's one of the things that she learned about upselling. It's like Sufit was saying, yes, you want fries with that. So, basically, when someone does buy something, you do want to sell them up. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all in business. That's what we're here for, to provide value to people that they can actually improve their life, and then that in exchange for business, right? That's one of the key things. So you want to make sure that your digital background is together. That means your website, that means your email marketing system, that means you have a SEO on the first page of Google, that there are things that line up, that your Twitter is up to date. I told a group today that there are two things that you can do that will help you with your marketing so that you don't feel overwhelmed. And you can do this really easily right now if you haven't done it already. You can go on LinkedIn and connect it to your Twitter. So then when you put up a LinkedIn status, it goes to your Twitter. So you don't have to feel stressed like, oh my God, I'm not putting anything on Twitter. Well, just connect the two, boo. How about that? The other thing that you can connect is Facebook and Instagram. They're owned by each other, or Meta, whatever they want to call themselves. They're rebranding. So Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same thing. So you can post something on Instagram and it goes to your Facebook. The key, though, is to make sure that you are going to still connect and build community, and you comment. So don't just post and ghost. Don't post and ghost. You post and then you look for reaction. You spend time and you delegate time of when you're going to really go back and like the comment, reply back to the comments after it's in. It doesn't have to be an all day thing, but you do delegate time because it's part of our marketing. It's part of our marketing. Publicity is part of the marketing arm. Digital media, digital marketing is a part of what we do now. Like I said, if you're not in Google, people don't think you exist. So digital marketing is the robust part of what makes a business known versus someone who's not known. Because if we're going to go to a restaurant, think about it. What we're going to do, we're going to Google them and see what the reviews say. If you're going to buy a book, I'm going to look at the Amazon reviews, right? So you want to make sure that you're asking customers and clients for reviews on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn right now, you'll see the endorsements, or I guess is recommendations that I have there. I have like maybe 150 or so recommendations on LinkedIn. Before people decide to work with me, they may see this video. It's like, okay, she resonates with me. I think I'll check her out, but they'll also read the reviews. So don't forget about getting reviews on the platform. On Facebook, you can get reviews. On your Instagram, you can get reviews. Not on LinkedIn, you can get reviews. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. You can put them on Instagram in like a link tree or something like that, a little part that says reviews, but make sure that you're getting them, and video reviews if you can, and put those on your website. I have them on my YouTube channel. It says client testimonials. That's right on my YouTube channel on Pam Perry TV. So you want to make sure that you are strategic in your communications, in your marketing. Sometimes people have no clarity. They are overwhelmed. They don't know what they're doing, and everything is a hot mess. Their website is whack. And it's because they need, one, a training like a branding accelerator to help them get it all together, or even start with Ready, Set, Go, Speak. I have the 7-7 challenge that is going on right now. 7-7 challenge means it's $7 for 7 days to test drive my membership program. And I go from soup to nuts about how to build a brand. You have to, if you're going into a new field, you do need to know some of the language and the lingo, and maybe have some checklists and just know the right way to do something. It's laid out for you. You don't have to Google your way. You could just go into the membership program and actually learn some of the stuff, right? That's one of the things. You can learn it without having to try to figure it out, because I spent so many years trying to figure this stuff out. Oh my God. I was like, I even had like a website called figuringitoutnow.blogspot.com. This was probably about 20 years ago, because I was just like, I'm going to figure this out. Yeah, Blogspot. I did say that, right? Uh, it's owned by Google, so don't judge me. it was a free website at the time, but I used it to put things on there that I was figuring out. And so we do have to figure things out. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have anybody to help me with that. So the membership is a place where you can go if you have questions about social media, about publicity, about digital marketing, about what email do you use, what photographer do you recommend, how do you put together a one sheet. I help people with their one sheets. How do you write a bio? I mean, there's so much, but it starts with a strategy. It starts with clarity, then a strategy. And that's one of the main things. So Speakers Magazine, like I said, the January and February issues are the two people here. We got Cherie Good and Sean Fair. Yay! And we're the official magazine of Black Speakers Network. Why? Because we believe in promoting Black speakers. I want to give shine, not just during Black History Month, but I want to give shine to our people who have the melanin, right? The people who have melanin popping. Because so many times in this country, we have been like the last person in the total poll. And I said, if it's going to be up to me, I'm going to make sure that we get our shine. That's my thing. That's my goal. People know that about me. I'm unapologetic about it. It's not that I'm putting anyone down. I'm just raising us up. So with that, I just want to really come on really, really quick to give people some ideas of some of the things that they can do with the who, what, when, where, and why, and how to combine it with the digital marketing, making sure that you are using something like Active Campaign or Aweber or MailChimp. I would advise if you are using Constant Contact, don't do that. I'd said that today in the workshop that I presented today, that Constant Contact is cool. It's kind of like what way back in the day when I used MySpace, and it was like that was a thing, but now they have new versions of things that I go to. So I may go to, instead of using MySpace, now I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram and I'm even on Tumblr. I mean, so you move with the times, because if you notice, if you are using Constant Contact, and no shame on that, but if your open rates are going down, 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 try a different email provider. You can put the same email list in a different provider and you can see your open rates going up. Okay. Because what happens is maybe they're going into spam a lot and people aren't even seeing them. It's not that they don't like you, they're just going into spam or trash and they're not getting seen. So you always want to get out there and get seen. So my Ready, Set, Go, Speak .com program 77 challenge, you can try it out for 7 days for $7. I think Dr. Cynthia Hickman, she was just in my clubhouse yesterday, and she was saying that because she was in Ready, Set, Go, Speak, I'm so proud of her, that she got her website all the way together. She's doing her podcast. She's a proactive caregiver. She got media leads, and she was on television. She got media training. She saw the branding accelerator. She knows how to build her brand with confidence. And this is her second career. She has a PhD in nursing, I believe. And so to learn this whole landscape about marketing and PR, which I've been living in for about 3 decades, it's second nature to me. But imagine if it's not second nature to you, like where do you go? And I feel for people. That's why I created the program. It's like, you know what? This is all probably so new for everybody that is not, this is their second career. Dr. Geneva as well, where this is a second career. So now Geneva has her Facebook group with thousands of people in there. She's doing lives. She's getting speaking gigs. She has a whole new business model. And that's one of the things that I want people to understand, that this is a business. I teach them about marketing, PR, and digital marketing, because this is a business. This is the way to do business today. This was before COVID. We were doing this stuff online. And so I really want to make sure that people are getting, especially our people are getting that, because it is so important to get out there and get known. So Ready, Set, Go, Speak. And then if you just go to PamPerryPR.com, make sure that you go there, read my blog. I love my blog. I've been blogging for 15 years. And my blog is like my baby. It's like my newspaper. So think about it this way. We're talking about PR marketing. Where do they two collide? Think of the blog as your newspaper, right? Maybe think of Instagram as your magazine. Think about your YouTube as your TV station, right? And then think about your podcast or even your clubhouse as your radio station. So you've got your newspaper, magazine, radio, and TV all in digital format now. It is changed. And listen, if I can change as a baby boomer, what are you waiting on? I give no excuses. People who are in my programs, it's no excuses. It is, I'm serious. It's like, no, you can get this. You can do it. I believe you can do it. And just having it, if you practice and I help you practice and do your 30-second pitch and all of that, you can practice and you become very proficient at it. And then eventually at a certain point in time, it's like, hey, I can really do this. And so one of the bright spots is when I see my clients who get this and then they teach it. Dr. Rosalind, Shalita Williams, Kim Brooks, Pastor Andre, they are teaching what I taught them. So that's the ultimate, when you find that your clients do what you do because you've taught them and now they're teaching others. And that's how we grow. And so with that, I'm Pam Perry and I'm out of here. So make sure that you have a great day. Share, subscribe, make sure that you leave a review, 5-star review. Leave a 5-star review so other people can find me. And then make sure that you leave a comment and take a screenshot if you want, and tag me on Instagram. You can do all the things. You can do all the most, whatever it is. I appreciate you and I love you, and take care. God bless.
You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch in order to be considered in media places or superstar stages. Pam Perry